What's up everybody, I am Jaspreet Singh and welcome to the Minority Mindset. Tax season is around the corner, which means it's time to take your wallets out of your pocket and hand them over to the IRS. But luckily there are some ways to legally, that's the key word, legally pay less money in taxes. I'm gonna say this one more time so I'm clear. I am not advocating hiding your money or lying to the IRS. No, there are provisions in the tax code that allow you to pay less money in taxes. So in this video, I'm gonna go over 6 things that you can do to pay less money in taxes. You might not get to take advantage of all the things that I'm gonna talk about in this year's tax cycle, but you should consider doing them now. That way you can take advantage of them next year because taxes aren't going away. Like Benjamin Franklin said, there are 2 things certain about life: death and taxes. So the first thing that you can do is net your gains. If you've been invested in the stock market for the last few years, there's a good chance that your portfolio is in the green, meaning you made a profit. So good job. Well, when you sell your stocks or any other investment for that matter, you have to pay taxes on the money that you made. But you can offset some of your gain or your profit if you also have a loss of the same kind and you sell that losing investment during the same year. Now, if you think that that losing investment is gonna be more profitable later on and you don't want to sell it right now, don't do it. This is just a tax strategy. But if you do plan on selling both stocks or both investments, you can offset some of your gain by selling the loss during the same year. So let's say you've been invested in the stock market for a few years and you made a $10,000 profit with stock A, and at the same time you had a $2,000 loss with stock B. Now, if you plan on selling both of these stocks, then you should sell them during the same year. This way you can offset some of your $10,000 profit with the $2,000 loss. This way you only have to pay capital gain taxes on the $8,000 of net profits. What you don't want to do is sell stock B for a loss on December 15th and then sell A for a gain on January 15th, just a few weeks later, because these are 2 separate years and you might not be able to offset them. But like always, I am not an accountant and I don't know your personal situation, so you should always speak to an accountant and an attorney in your area so you understand all the local laws and regulations, and so they can come up with the best tax plan for you. Second, start a business. You've heard me talk about this in one of our recent videos, but the United States is changing the way that they tax small businesses. While you won't see the effects of these changes until it's time to pay your 2018 tax bill, you got to start making the changes now. That way you can actually realize these effects and take advantage of them when it's time for the next tax cycle. Right now, if you have a small business, you get to reduce your taxable income through a handful of deductions because the tax code says you can. But with the new tax plan, you should be able to get bigger write-offs next year. Now, I'm not gonna go through all the details of the new tax plan in this video, but essentially, if you have a small business pass-through entity like an LLC or an S corporation, you will be able to get a larger standard deduction next year, and you will be able to depreciate certain assets faster than you could before. Or in plain English, you should be entitled to more deductions. And the best part is you don't need to be making a ton of money to take advantage of these deductions. Even if you work a full-time job and you have a side hobby that pays you here and there, you can still qualify as long as you classify as a business. And I made a video where I talked about this and I'll link it in the caption below in case you want to learn more. This brings me to number 3. Stop paying the IRS more than you need to. Something like 80% of American taxpayers overpay on their taxes. 8 out of 10 people. If I was selling you this notebook for $10 and you gave me $20 and told me to keep the change, I'd be very grateful, but you don't gotta give me $20 if it's on sale for 10 bucks. And I get it, the IRS tax code is thousands of pages long, so there's no way for you to know every single deduction that you're entitled to unless you're a tax expert. So you should hire a tax expert to help you. And thanks to our sponsor, H&R Block, you can get professional help right on your fingertips. If you don't have an accountant and you have a simple tax return, H&R Block can help you file your taxes and get all of your deductions for free. Yeah, I said free. Or if you have a business or investments or children or something to make your tax return a little bit more complex, H&R Block is giving Minority Mindset fans 25% off of their software if you use our link in the caption below. Their software helps you find deductions. This way you can save the most amount of money on your taxes, and you can elect to have your tax return reviewed by a tax expert. I like H&R Block because they stand behind what they do. If you use H&R Block to file your taxes and then you later find out that another online software would have saved you money on your taxes, or you would have gotten a bigger return, H&R Block will refund you your money that you spent, and they will allow you to amend your tax return to take advantage of the additional deductions at no additional charge. This way, you can make sure you're keeping the most money in your pocket. So if you're interested in learning more about their software, or you want to see if you can get your taxes filed for free or get your 25% off, I got the links to where you can learn more and do that in the caption below. Fourth, have you invested in real estate yet? Our tax code gives real estate investors some of the most favorable tax laws that our tax code has to offer. Again, I am not here to debate the politics of taxes. You can do that in the comment section. I want you to be aware of how it works. If you bought an investment property for $100,000 and then 5 years later you sold it for $1 million, normally that means that you're gonna have to pay taxes on your $900,000 worth of profits. But because real estate has special tax rules, you can take that $1 million that you just got from selling your $100,000 property and you can use it to buy another investment property, and you can defer all of your capital gains taxes using something called a 1031 exchange. Now, there are a lot of other little details that go into a 1031 exchange, but you can make $1 million or more worth of profit, and then you can tell the IRS, nah, I don't feel like paying you. I'm gonna take all of my profits and I'm gonna use them to buy another investment property that's gonna pay me more. Try doing that with your stock investments or anything else, and you'll end up paying a fat penalty, or you'll end up in jail. And number 5, pay your taxes on time. If you're subscribed to the Minority Mindset YouTube channel, you know that I hate late fees. When you don't pay the IRS on time, they don't really get upset at first. They just slap you in the face with a huge late fee. If you don't file your taxes on time, the IRS will charge you 5% a month in fees every single month that you're late, up to 25%. That's more than most credit cards. And if you still don't pay the IRS after getting all these late fees, then they'll come knocking on your door and they'll either force you to pay or they'll throw you in jail. Your 2017 tax returns are due by April 17th, so put it on your phone, write it on your computer, write it in your calendar, put it wherever you gotta put it, so you make sure that you file them on time, because if you keep racking up these late fees, pretty soon you won't have any money left to pay your taxes. What other tips do you have to legally pay less money in taxes? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up button and share it with one friend so we can help spread the word. Don't miss our new videos on entrepreneurship, business, and money every single week. So hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you actually find out when our new videos are released. And as always, keep hustling.